approval of meeting minutes for April 14th.
So moved.
Second, roll call on approval of minutes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Silverston?
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. Ricardo?
Yes. Amendments to the agenda.
Yes, sir, I have one amendment. Resolution 30, 2015. A resolution to hire Kyle DeRosa as a seasonal part-time laborer in the Department of Public Service to be paid at the rate of $9 per hour.
Second, roll call on the amendment to the agenda.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Silverston?
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. Ricardo?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Committee reports, Mayor.
Still trying to get my computer. Okay, Monday and Tuesday, I'll give you a brief update. We went to Chicago to meet with Standard & Poor's and discuss the credit rating on the village. We're now a AA minus, correct? Which is, they say in Ohio, is very good for a village. It's one of the higher ones that they have throughout. So we're good for about 40% above what normally most villages carry throughout, so they're pretty impressed with everything I think we had to show them. And so now we just wait back and see if we just get another upgrade, so we're looking to just upgrade again if that's possible. So,
Thank you, sir.
allow you to get more money?
no, just because when you go out, like the bond issues and stuff like that, the bonds are done at a lower level than what your rating is. They're done one notch below. So if you can go and get yourself at a AA, what's a AA plus? Is that the next one? If you can go get a AA plus, then the bond will come back at a AA minus. So it just lowers the interest rate for you when you do.
Cool. Very nice. Mr. Carpenter.
I have no report.
Mr. Estes.
Yes, Regatta Trail is going well. They are, have 600 foot to finish up Regatta. So we're at the point they're gonna be starting on a windjammer. So we're probably within a few months or a month of deciding what to do with windjammer. We haven't had any concrete. Just to give you an understanding, the cost to redo the roadway was $250,000. And with design administration, a total of $277 of the assessment, with 32 parcels would have been at $433. At this point, we have not had any confirmation to move forward with that. So what I did was I looked at the 12 or 13 units. If we were to do the roadway in front of them only, it'd be about $138,000. If we wanted to close the loop, that would be another $40,000, so $178,000. And the other roads would just be patching on them. So that's kind of where we're at on the various options, and I think we need to figure out where we want to go. California Street funding, we submitted, they came back with 59, we argued, we got 2 additional points, so we got 61. There's to decide on May 7th who will get funding, so we will be waiting to hear. The Pond Brook tributary restoration project is in design now and will be completed in the fall. Regatta and Windjammer, they've done a much better job of keeping up with cleaning of the street, any utilities. There was a water line that was hit at the beginning. This was an unmarked water line that nobody knew, that about 150 foot off of Nautilus. They made a 90-degree bend, went out in the middle of the field, and then brought it back over to Nautilus. It was on nobody's maps, and they really didn't hit the water line because of the 90-degree bend. They actually just pulled out an old concrete block, and that's what they thought it was. It wasn't old concrete, it was the blocking for the water line.
Is there a valve at that location?
Out in the field there is.
No, Pat McCarthy swore there was a valve somewhere that we didn't know about, and I thought he was crazy.
No, out in the field, that water line goes out to the middle of the field and turns 90, goes over to Nautilus.
Okay, that's it.
So, they did repair it, they were requesting 4,000, we submitted to Clean Water. I mean, really, Clean Water didn't mark their line, nobody knew it was there, the contractor really didn't hit it, he really just pulled out the blocking, and that wasn't, you didn't even know it was blocking, because it wasn't like wood blocking like normally do, it was just an old concrete sidewalk they turned blocked that way, so. Okay, Harrington Phase 7, they're stabilizing and we'll be putting a concrete roadway on that particular one, so that's in process. Harrington Phase 8, we're doing a review on it now. Also, we're doing a review on Liberty Phase 5, which is the 5 additional lots. The senior apartments are in progress. We're watching the site work as it goes along. Let's see, ARB, there were 16 projects submitted, all approved. Next meeting is on May 27th. Planning Commission, we'll have a meeting for Harrington 7 and Liberty Ledges 5, probably in the next week or two. And the Board of Zoning Appeals, next meeting is June 8th, if needed.
Two things, Gene. The Liberty Ledges Phase 5,
Are just the 5 lots along the existing road. Remember they planned on doing a cul-de-sac, so they would let
okay,
it lane
all right.
there.
I just wanna make sure I wasn't confusing that with 7, where they changed the bend in the road. I just wanna make sure the numbers weren't mixed up. To the Pond Brook, that's gonna happen in 4th quarter, can you give a brief explanation as to what that is?
Okay, along the tributary of the pond going next to Liberty Ledges, we got a restoration grant to improve that. And what you do is, we're gonna take the tires out, which are being used for riprap and the various things, and we armor up the thing, and we'll do necessary plantings, if necessary, to reinforce that stream bed there. So it's a restoration to put that stream to make sure it meanders properly and is well armored so that we don't have major erosion. What they also asked is for educational, so off the cul-de-sac, a couple places we could put a sign explaining the restoration and a wetland. So, I mean, if we have to, we'll go in there and kill any invasive species. The idea is to make it very, very picturesque and high quality stream area. So that's what that's planned to do. We're gonna, like I said, probably bid in August or July or August to get it out and actually built in the fall, so we don't have to worry about trying to water everything or lose the plants, so.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And I also noticed today that there were people out on Nautilus East.
Yes, we were starting to design to be prepared to submit Nautilus for full restoration water line replacement. Now,
No,
it's finished on
Nautilus
public works.
East,
Huh?
the east end.
Yeah, east end, the other section of Nautilus on the east.
No, I meant going back and looking at,
Oh, the east end, oh, exactly, yes. We've talked to Trimore, there are some minor punch list items to be completed, some minor restoration. We have found a couple of areas that were extremely flat or holding a little water, we'll probably put a couple extra drains in to help relieve those areas. But overall, the punch list was very minor, and we will be getting that completed as soon as possible.
is there much reseeding to be done?
Not much receding, there were probably 3 or 4 areas where cars or trucks had run off, and I'm gonna tell them, guys, blame anybody else, fix it one time, and we'll put a letter out that you're done. You know?
Because on those bubbles, those are real bad.
Yes.
And then I also noticed like 9 to 12 inches in off the curves.
Well,
Is that grass gonna come back?
Probably from the salt.
we'll probably put a lot of that has to do with the salt, but we'll probably have them reseed that area, yes.
All right, thank you, Gene.
Yeah.
And on the service department side, I don't know if anyone noticed, the roundabout was mulched today. It's starting to look a lot like spring and summer around here. Thanks to our service guys. Okay, rec center.
The mayor's already reported on his visit for the bond, and thank you, I know that, from what I understand, it did go well. Second reading on the real estate purchase for the fitness center will be looked at today, at tonight's meeting. And the architect continues to work on his drawings for the inside of the fitness center. I'm not sure, Mayor, when do we expect to get those?
To give you a date? He
think the last time
he
was-
came up to meet with us and, got his, the steel construction people, but the DFA came in, gave me a surprise visit, so I had to go spend time with DFA. The DFA approved all the money, actually, they approved up to 10 million, I told them we don't want 10 million. But they just wanted us to know that it was a unanimous decision on that one for them, but, I didn't give you a date, time.
They said 2 to 3 weeks, once we work out those couple little things, but, yeah.
Do we need to pass this legislation tonight?
The DFA wouldn't mind if we did.
Okay.
And as it currently reads on everyone's agenda, the changes were made at a US utilities contractor. Thank you, Walt. Deborah?
I have a few items, ordinance 15, which you have first reading tonight, does not need to pass by emergency. I was informed by Chief Buck that they need to use the money that's in that fund in order to receive more grant money. So, he's ready to purchase 1 or 2 vests, but there's no emergency there.
I looked in the box, I didn't see a 15.
It's on there.
It's on my agenda. No, I know it's on the agenda, but I didn't see a actual legislation for it.
For which one?
15, for 15.
Yeah, it's in the legislation. There should only be 2 pieces of legislation,
Yeah, it's in there.
as well.
It is?
It's Prego.
It's pretty.
And I also attended a conference, last Friday, and just to give council a heads up, I know that the mayor and Mr. Carpenter are already aware of the changes, brought about by HB5, having to do with income tax and the collections. So there'll be new legislation that has to be done this year, the changes go into effect in 2016. So as we learn more about that, we can share how that might affect the village and the collections. That's all I have.
Thank you, Deborah. Police chief, no report. Fire chief, no report. Architectural board of review.
Oh, you got it?
Sorry, well, and as Gene alluded to, it was a busy day for architectural board review. We had 8 decks, 2 fences, a porch, a wall, and 1 addition. And we also approved the Conrad's frontage for their car wash and signage for their car wash as well. And also Gene had mentioned, but because Memorial Day falls on that Monday, we moved the meeting in May to Wednesday, May 27th at 7 o'clock up here at Village Hall. That's it.
Thank you.
Would like to add that I did find the ordinance 15, it's in the ordinance, it's not in our date folder for today's date.
It's in 2015 ordinance.
Ordinance folder, yeah, it's not in April 28th folder.
So everyone's right, it's in everybody.
It's pregnant,
I apologize for my mistake, I'll fix it immediately.
that's why I didn't see it.
Planning and zoning, no
Figure
report.
that out.
Board of zoning appeals, no report. Finance,
Finance met today, before this meeting, we recommended payments in the amount of $302,024.33. 253,000 of that was Twinsburg Township's portion of the JED. We also, not we, Deborah discussed, the meeting from Chicago, which Sam also just discussed. And that's pretty much it. Next meeting will be in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Cable,
I have no report.
communications.
The interview was done with Mayor Sam. Again, thank you, Sam, for doing that. If anyone hasn't seen it, I know it's on Facebook, it's also on our YouTube channel. So you just go to the same place you would if you were watching a council meeting, and it's on the YouTube channel there. Our next meeting is Monday, May 4th, at 7 o'clock up here at Village Hall.
Thank you, Mark.
Who said the app changing?
In the process of, AT&T is getting out of the app business. We're currently in the process of looking at another.
Long-term community development. I attended the last meeting, just last week, I don't remember what day. Tuesday, thank you. Neil was the only member present, and there was a resident, a new resident, who's been here 6 months, wants to join the committee, and Neil will be getting that information to the mayor so we can get the legislation done for that. And we just kind of sat and talked about what's going on in the village, and Neil was very grateful for that. Ed and I actually were both there for that meeting. There's going to be 2 openings, or there are 2 openings. I believe Nancy Brown is moving out of the village, so her seat will be open. But we still need 1 additional person for that committee. Parks and Rec,
Our next meeting will be May 20th. We'll be putting the finishing touches on the family fun day plans.
thank you. Records,
No report.
seniors,
Seniors have breakfast tomorrow at 10 at Perkins in Streetsboro. And the next lunch is May 12 at Hudson's Restaurant on the Green. And they have a theater date coming up on May 1st to see Man of La Mancha at the Aurora Theater.
There's still Perkins?
It's in Hudson.
Oh, so
On
I was
Streetsboro.
gonna say, we're on the Streetsboro's now, the happy,
It's on Streetsboro.
Happy Dragon.
buffet, happy buffet.
It's not a bad buffet. It's not, none of them are good, but it's not a bad buffet.
Those Perkins and Hudson.
And note taking.
Just didn't want anybody to show up somewhere that.
We did the Happy Dragon.
The way it sounds, nobody's
You'd be
showing
yelled
up
at.
anyways.
I'll be there.
Jed.
Jen had an emergency meeting last night. It was basically an executive session to discuss real estate, so there's nothing that could be reported at this time. That was it. Next meeting is June 2nd, I believe,
Yes.
7 o'clock at the Township Hall. That's it.
Thank you. Go into legislation, table legislation will remain tabled. They still have not gotten anything from Mr. Scafidi.
He had someone who was, a company, I'll get the name for it. They were supposed to come out and meet him last week, but the guy had a personal issue and couldn't come out, so they have rescheduled. So
Okay,
they'll have 1 more vote.
all right. Ordinance 14/2015, an ordinance authorizing the execution of a real estate purchase agreement between the village and the Development Finance Authority of Summit County, together with related the construction agency agreement between the village and the Development Finance Authority of Summit County, construction management agreement between the village and the U.S. Utilities Contractor Company, Inc., lease agreement between the village and the Development Finance Authority of Summit County, bond purchase agreement among the village, the Development Finance Authority of Summit County, and the Piper Jaffray and Company, and continuing disclosure agreement among the village, the Development Finance Authority of Summit County, and Huntington National Bank, and authorizing the preparation and inclusion of disclosure regarding the village in a primary offering document to be disseminated in connection with the sale of certain development finance authority of Summit County bonds to be issued for the purpose of constructing, furnishing, and equipping a village recreation center and acquiring, clearing, equipping, and improving its site and declaring an emergency, second reading. Ordinance 15/2015, an emergency ordinance to make appropriation adjustments for the 2015 village budget, first reading. Resolution 24/2015, a resolution to review the village equipment maintenance agreement with Cummings Bridgeway, third reading. Resolution 28/2015, a resolution to accept the bid of Kimball Company for refuse removal service commencing January 1st, 2016 through December 31st, 2020. Second reading. The cans are here, the recycle bin's in the back of the room here, the garbage tote is out in the lobby. Please feel free to play with them and see how easily they roll, and if you want to stuff each other in and roll around, that's also fun.
They make great echoes.
Resolution 30/2015, a resolution to hire Carl DeRosa as a seasonal part-time laborer in the Department of Public Service to be paid at the rate of $9 per hour. We do need this to go by emergency tonight. If y'all feel we can do that.
That's resolution 30,
Correct.
what happened to resolution 29?
We passed that at the last meeting.
Oh, okay.
I have a question on 28. Have we received a new contract that states in writing the exceptions?
No, the new contract does not state any specific exceptions, but Don Johnson understands the situation.
I know, but I would
And then-
like it written in writing.
Should, maybe possibly at least a clarification, just a
Okay.
letter to them if you want from the committee. Say, hey, could you just clarify what this includes?
Okay,
And then at some point in time, if you need to enforce that, at the very least,
okay,
if they're not
Well-
gonna add something to the contract.
all right. I will work on that tomorrow with your assistance.
Because we need to have, I'm talking to him, he wants to know which ones that we would use. When you talk about exceptions, you're talking about exceptions we may not find out till after they go and start doing, like if you get, 10 seniors in a particular area that they said they would make accommodations for, so we can't specify that exactly until we know, until it surfaces. So like, one section that they might look at not having those would be in,
But he could still put in there, or in a letter, right, Spinnaker could be specifically written in there,
Spinnaker could be.
and just something written generically about seniors as they arise or something like this, just something
But that's why,
Senior
it would be,
Or
it would be a
just-
letter, more like a question, hey, what are we gonna do about these situations? I mean, like Sam says, you're not gonna know a lot of these things yet.
And there may be people in Spinnaker that want them. I mean, that you don't know either.
that's
So
very true.
to tell,
We just don't wanna have to, want them to be forced to, because they can't. That's all.
all right,
And I do wanna make a comment about, and I told you I was gonna say this in public, that, those 2 cans, to put them in perspective, they almost take up as much room as my dad's smart car.
yeah, but they have the.
Maybe you could.
Yeah, they roll much nicer than my dad's smart car.
Maybe it could be a garage for your dad.
There you go.
Put your garbage cans inside.
It's-
Along that same line though, I was looking at that large thing, and you know, I could go 2 months and not fill that large can. And I'm wondering, is it possible to get a smaller large can? Or a smaller
The smaller
can?
large can.
recycling
If
bin
I ever
for your
get-
garbage.
You know, the recycling bin, it could take a year to fill that.
I guess we have to ask. Maybe that, like, you just need a dark color on that recycling. I guess. Well, that's something we can ask.
Unless.
I know, well, he was willing to do the orange bag program too.
Really don't want to. I hope you take 2 months.
My, I thought I would just be out of here.
I don't know who Twinsburg uses, I don't know if they use Kimball, but we basically had the two smaller ones. You had an option, you had the big ones, or we could trade out for smaller ones, and we had one recycle and one trash in the smaller size. So,
Yeah, you use Kimball.
is it Kimball? I don't know.
No, I thought,
No, waste management.
waste management.
Do you use Waste Management in Twinsburg?
Yeah, but they have the smaller size, and I wouldn't be surprised, not be surprised if Kimball could do the same thing, do a smaller boat.
And your only difference is the lid's yellow on the recycle bin.
That's the only difference.
Okay.
As long as it can be picked up by the truck, I don't see why they,
I wouldn't care.
why would, yeah.
Okay. Old business?
Just a quick question, as you guys were at the long-term development, they're talking with Neil, and obviously we need to get some folks on it, but any thoughts as to how we can get it back on track? I mean, it's a chartered, committee, so obviously I think that.
Well, there were two absences due to other commitments, and then there's two openings from what he had told me. And there is one gentleman interested in joining, and we still need to find someone else. I don't know that they're not on track, it's just that Neil was the only one that was able to attend that meeting.
The young man who's interested is a new resident of the village, who lives on Surfside, Surfside, so it's a good fit.
So him and Neil know that, smart.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say his name was?
Scott, he moved into Katie Zabel's house. The gray,
I do not have it here with me.
I don't either.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, I don't have it. Yeah,
I can have it for before the end of
Okay.
meetings tonight, though. Any other old business? New business? New business?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Roll call on adjournment.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Silverston,
Yes.
Mr. Walter,
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Condit.
Yes.
I'd like to take a few minutes before we